Block 1/8 swallowed by a hippo. 90 seconds to live. The river was calm only in appearance. Black water rolling like glass, every ripple hiding weight. The air smelled of iron and mud. I kept my hand tight on the boat edge, rubber hot from the sun, sweat mixing with spray. The guide's eyes sharp as the reeds swayed. A low vibration rolled under the hull, like a drum buried deep. Insects stilled for a moment. The sound older than any voice here. The motor coughed and fell silent. The silence was thicker than noise. I felt it in my ribs. The river taking charge. Stay with me. Reeds bent aside. A shape surfaced. First only bubbles, then a dome breaking water, skin slick and dark, ears twitching like tiny flags. The guide whispered, no sudden moves, his words thin as wind. I nodded, throat dry, taste of lodo sharp in the back of my mouth. I remembered his rule. Never block the hippo's breath line. Never stand between mother and calf. Never cross the dark channel fast. The water bulged again. A second head lifted, smaller but close. Teeth clapped like stones, eyes level, waiting, not curious but sure. The boat drifted wrong, stern sliding into the line of danger. Lilies tangled the paddle. I pushed, but the river laughed. Hull shifting, the big head rose higher. Mass breaking surface, breath exploding hot and damp. The smell of summer grass mixed with copper. Warning. The guide's hand pressed my shoulder down. Make yourself small, he hissed. Elbows tight, boat low. The river forgives knees, not elbows. I breathed in thirds. Inhale, hold, exhale. Air became math. Seconds measured in muscle tension. My chest knew the weight of seconds. The hippo lunged. Water cracked upward like a wall. Spray needles on my face. My grip slipped. The boat tilted. Horizon tilting with it. Impact hit from below. Ribs lifted. Knuckles tore loose. The gunnel rolled. The river swallowed sound. I fell into black, breathless space. Water wrapped me cold, thick and heavy. Taste of silt on my tongue. My ears rang. Light vanished into noise. Lungs burning for air. Something clamped my right leg. Not sharp but crushing. Bars of pressure locking bone. The world spun. Rolled slow, then faster. The death roll. I remembered another rule. Do not fight the roll. Cross it. Match, then cut. Mechanics, not panic. My body obeyed before my mind agreed. Hands spread wide, feeling leather texture, slick then rough. I traced for seam. My heel pressed against a ridge, a miracle underwater. I twisted, not pulled. Hip to shoulder, shoulder to wrist, changing the angle, not breaking it. Friction became my vote. Pain became math. Bubbles rose. Thin silver coins in dark water. I followed them with my chest. Lungs begged. Inhale, hold, exhale. Except there was no inhale. Heat radiated through the clamp. Animal furnace under river chill. I pressed a palm along skin, tracing grooves. Looking for mercy. The clamp shifted. Pressure moved from thigh to shin. New pain, but space above. Light opened a seam. Faint green ribbon through silt. I kicked with free leg. Water resisted like syrup, but inch by inch the grip loosened. Not gone, just less. Enough to believe. The surface flashed air so close it was rumor. My head broke for half a second. Mouth found a breath shaped like a knife. Don't blink. The guide's voice cut through. Push the bow. Push. His paddle slammed water. Noise bloomed. The hippo blinked. Windows off or leaving. I slid across the roll. Hips first, shoulder after, chin last. Sequence obeyed. Clamp slipped to boot. Rubber tearing, flesh intact. Cold air slammed me. Sky low and bruised purple. Reeds whispering. Chest flat to hull. Elbows tucked. Small as leaf on a log. The hippo's eye surfaced beside me. Walnut dark and patient. Lips lifted. Breath hot as wet iron. Guide hissed down. Lower, lest we drifted into mang roots. Hull rasped like paper tearing. Water slowed thick. Lily's loosened grip. The big head sank again. The smaller head lingered, ears flicking, bubbles stitching to deeper. Dark, silence spread across river skin. Thin and trembling, no celebration. Only inventory. Motor dead. Paddle true. Leg numb but alive. Distance to safe channel, measured in body lengths. The guide murmured sandbar names, voiced like a map. He said angle the bow with current. Remove the angle, let river remove the problem. I breathed in thirds again. Inhale, hold, exhale. Let the current decide my shape. Boat answered with a slow turn. Stern listening behind us. The river drummed once. A bass weight considering weight. Then faded to insect hum. Wind carrying smell of coming rain. I looked back. Surface flat as black glass. Bubbles gone. Reeds swaying under bruised sky. The shadow sliding down. Not gone, but waiting.
The river was still black glass. Reeds trembling. Sky bruised purple. The hippo's shadow sliding beneath. Not gone, only waiting. My chest pressed flat to the hull. Ears ringing. Water dripping from lashes. Every droplet louder than thought. Silence heavy around us. The guide's paddle rested against roots, not moving. His eyes wide. The air smelled of rain and silt. Like the hour before a storm, a small swirl opened near the stern. Bubbles stitched upward. The surface bent, then calmed. The the shadow circling, calculating angles. I breathed shallow, counting in thirds again. Inhale, hold, exhale. Each loop a fragile rope. Stay with me. The rope kept me inside time. Reeds swayed as if a breeze moved through water, not air. I felt the tremor under the boat, a soundless engine below, waiting for timing. The guide whispered, "River has memory. Hippos remember, places not people. Never cut across their memory. Follow the seam, not the line." I nodded without lifting my head. The bow pointed to a narrow path between lilies, water thinner there, but still guarded by shadow. My palm pressed the rubber edge, tacky with algae. I felt every vibration, like a hidden drumbeat, deep bass notes marking distance. Then came a surge, water swelling, stern rising. The boat tilted forward, the shadow surfaced again, dome head cutting glass in half. The smaller head reappeared too, ears twitching forward, jaws parting like a warning hinge, eyes set on me, not curious, measuring. I thought of the pool in my childhood, coach yelling, "Roll with the wave, not against." The chlorine sting on my eyes. Memory became tool. The hippo lunged again. Not a full strike, more a bluff, but the swell lifted the boat. Roots scraped the hull. Friction became music. The guide shoved the paddle deep, not fighting current, but changing angle. Bow swung a breath sideways, stern drifted. River rewrote path. I tucked elbows tighter, knees bent low, making myself leaf-shaped. Not a problem. The boat whispered back, hull lighter, less threat. The air grew thicker, clouds crowding overhead, smell of wet iron and diesel from the motor. Thunder rolling soft behind the horizon. The hippo's head slid back under, only ripples left. But ripples tell stories. And this one said, the animal had not finished. I drew another breath, shallow and precise. Inhale, hold, exhale, lungs tasting mud and fear, but rhythm steady. Don't blink. The river's silence broke again, a cough of bubbles. Then water churned behind. The hull jerked, stern rising as mass passed beneath. Heat radiated through black water. The current twisted, boat tilted. My fingers scraped rubber edge, grip slipping, nails raw on tack. The guide hissed again, "Small, stay small. Let it choose." His voice almost lost in thunder now. Rain smell turning sharp in the air. I pressed chest flat, head low, ears filled with the hum of insects and far-off storm. Skin prickling, as if river itself breathed hot. The shadow looped again, a circle under hull, patience carved into water. Hippos can wait longer than lungs, longer than courage. I closed my eyes for one breath, saw the pool tiles again, saw the crack lines in blue cement, felt the chlorine sting, then opened. A surge lifted me half out. Water slapped my ribs, cold wall smashing heat. My vest strap cut across my chest, a reminder of angles I twisted with swell, not against. Rolling shoulder to hip, hip to knee, changing shape. The grip of current easing by inches. The guide's paddle struck water again. Bloom of noise, scattering bubbles. The smaller head blinked, ears twitching. Distraction bought. The dome rose again, close enough to smell. Breath hot like wet hay and copper. Sound deep as an engine. Boat shuddering against it. I counted another breath. Inhale, hold, exhale. Lungs burning, but count steady. Heart drumming like rain on tin. Stay with me. The boat slipped into narrow seam of lilies. Stems brushing hull like fingers. Their green grip, both anchor and escape. Decision unclear. The hippo pressed forward again. Bow wave curling. Spray needle fine. Guide forced the paddle sideways, removing angle, editing path. Reeds opened ahead, like torn cloth, a sliver of channel, leading to darker water. Not safe, but different. The only seam offered. The guide's whisper came like gravel. Follow seam, not line. Always seam. His words hung as thunder cracked louder. First drops falling. Rain pocked surface. Each drop a small explosion. Rhythm breaking river's mirror. The shadow blurred, but not gone. Hidden in rain. The hull rasped roots again, scraping low. I felt the vibration in my elbows. Texture rough. Mang twisting under water's skin. The hippo rolled sideways beneath. The boat lifted, then dropped, weight passing like a slow quake. River rewriting our math again. My lungs begged for more. I gave them less. Thirds measured strict. Inhale, hold, exhale. Air currency spent careful. Don't blink. The guide's paddle struck again. Bloom of bubbles, noise and splash. Dome sank away, leaving silence heavy. Rain filling the void, but silence lies. River breathes, shadow circles, memory of weight always near. I pressed closer to hull, chest bruised, but still lightning flared behind clouds. Sky flashing bone white, reeds shivering, the surface silvered for a breath. Hippo eyes glinting once. The boat slid deeper into narrow channel. Rain growing heavier, roots thick along banks, shadows darker than dark. Horizon gone, the guide's hand pressed shoulder again. Stay low, always low. His voice steady now, not fear, but ritual, words practiced from memory. My chest filled shallow, air damp and electric. Thunder cracked again, closer this time. The river listening to storm as much as us. The hippo shadow sank away behind. But river rules never mean gone, only waiting, only circling back. Patience deeper than breath. We floated slow, rain flattening reeds. Hull whispering, with every brush, smell of mud and summer. Iron thick, skin cold with wet. At last, silence stretched again, long enough for insects to return. Their hum thin but real. Thunder softening, shadow farther now, but not gone, never gone. The river's glass still black, beneath rain. Roots brushing hull. Storm sky, bruised purple and green.
The river was still black glass under falling rain. Roots thick along banks, storm sky bruised purple and green. Shadow deeper but not gone, drops hammered the hull. Small explosions on water, each impact hiding bubbles. The sound of rain masked the sound of breath. The guide's eyes searched the surface, his paddle pressed low, wood vibrating in current, his whisper nearly lost in thunder, rumble. My chest rose in shallow thirds, inhale, hold, exhale, rhythm steady though lungs screamed. Each breath a stolen coin, stay with me. The reeds bent sideways, storm wind sweeping, smell of wet iron mixed with diesel from the engine. Memory of fire without flame, lightning split sky again, white carving through purple clouds. For a flash I saw the dome head below, shape enormous, too near the boat drifted. Roots brushing, rasping against hull, texture like paper tearing slow, vibration steady as a drumbeat hidden deep. The smaller head broke surface once more, ears twitching, eyes bright, mouth opening a fraction, teeth clapping like stones clicking. The guide hissed, keep angle, no straight line. River punishes straight. His paddle shifted boat sideways, lilies parting reluctantly, the current twisted, stern sliding, bow pointing into darker water. Storm smelled thicker, air heavy with heat and cold. At once I felt the river shift under ribs, body rolling slow, hip to shoulder, shoulder to wrist, remembering the pool coach yelling roll with it. Noise bloomed behind, water churning, dome rising, breath steaming hot through rain, stench of grass and copper filling every lung. I pressed chest lower, elbows tight, hull vibrating with weight beneath, the soundless engine circling, patience endless. Don't blink, the guide tapped hull 3 times. Signal I barely knew, his voice a ghost, wait for lull, not strike. Timing saves, not muscle. A swell lifted stern, rain washing my eyes, vision blurring. Then for a second I saw the bow freak. Channel opening like torn cloth. I reached for paddle shaft, grip slick, fingers sliding, texture rough from wood grain. Water washing my skin raw, current stronger now. The guide's voice cut low, Slide not pull, use seam not strength. His words engraved deeper than fear. I obeyed, angle shifting slow. The boat cleared root cluster, drifted sideways into channel. Stern brushed mud. Reed screamed against hull. Storm pressing harder, but the shadow followed. Dome head tracking beneath. A black geometry under black glass. Weight matching our drift perfectly. My lungs begged again. I counted thirds. Inhale, hold, exhale. Chest tight, but math steady. Air still coin. Still rationed. Thunder rolled overhead. Sky shaking. Insects vanished. Air smelled of ozone. Storm pressing closer. River and sky merging one. The Hippo surged. Bow wave curling. Boat lifted half clear. Roots snapping under stern. Spray stabbing my face. Mouth filling with iron. I twisted with swell. Shoulder down. Hip following. Rolling into river's rhythm. Not breaking. Not resisting. Body becoming hinge. The clamp returned. Pressure on shin. Bars of weight squeezing bone. No blood. Only geometry. Pain bright as wire under skin. I pressed heel against a ridge. Tooth edge rough like stone. Shifting angle again. Physics replacing panic. Mechanics replacing fear. The guide slammed paddle into water. Bloom of sound. Dome blinked. Distraction again. River trembling under noise. Window opening. I pushed across roll. Hips first. Shoulders after. Chin last. Sequence mechanical. Grip slipping from shin to boot. Rubber tearing surface opened. Thin seam of silver. I gasped half a breath. Lightning lit skybone white. Rain washing oxygen back into river. The dome sank, but shadow remained. Circling again. Patience infinite. River memory longer than lungs. Silence heavier than storm. The guide's whisper reached through thunder. Stay with me. Keep shape small. Angle true. His voice anchor in chaos. Words more than sound. I pressed closer to hull. Ribs scraping rubber. Chest bruised but intact. Elbows tucked. Body smaller than fear. Smaller than problem. Roots brushed again. Mang fingers combing hull. Water slowing like syrup. Rain flattening surface. Shadow circling just beneath. For one heartbeat I felt calm. Storm sound masking everything. Silence inside my ribs. Then vibration returned. Dome turning again. The Hippo rose beside boat. Eye glistening walnut dark. Patient. Certain lips parting. Breath furnace hot through rain. Copper stink eye locked eyes. Felt time slow. Memory of pool tiles again. Chlorine sting. Coach shouting breathe in thirds. Inhale, hold, exhale. The guide pressed paddle against bow, shifting us sideways. Lilies parting with hiss. Current grabbing. Stern swinging toward. Deeper rain hammered harder. Drops. Stinging skin. Sky flashing again. Reeds bending like dancers whipped by unseen hands. Storm above storm. The dome sank. Bubbles stitching back to deep. Silence loud. My chest rising shallow. Counting coins of air. Every loop survival math. Ahead the channel widened. Dark water stretching under storm. Lightning cracking horizon. Thunder shoving river's skin. Way not safe, but forward I leaned with bow. Body part of angle. Not fighting. Following seam. Letting current redraw our line. Hull listening to decision. Roots faded behind. Lilies spreading thinner, but shadow followed. Invisible yet present. Weight pressing beneath. Not gone. Not done. Costura visual. Para o próximo block. The storm river. Stretched wider. Lily stinning. Black water rippling silver under lightning. But the shadow still circled beneath, patient as stone. Milka, aqui está o bloco 3/8, pronto e coeso para o CapCut. Conectado ao 2 e abrindo 4, quer que eu já avance direto para o bloco 4/8. Mantendo a escalada e entrando na complicação maior ato 3,
The river widened into storm silence. Black waves under silver lightning, the hippo's shadow circling still, patient and near, waiting beneath the guides. Paddle dragged across water, his face pale in storm flash. Voice low. Change the angle. Angle is life, not strength. I pressed chest tighter to hull. Ribs aching. Rain flooding eyes. Every drop sharp. Smell of wet iron and mud wrapping the night. Thunder rolled again. Horizon bone white. Boat shuddering. Current gripping stern. Dragging us deeper into black where shadow waited. The clamp struck again. Leg caught between bars of weight. Bones squeezed but not broken. Air leaving chest in silver coins. I twisted with it. Hips first. Shoulder after. Body. Hinge across roll. Pool memory alive again. Chlorine sting in storm water. The guide hissed. Cross the roll. Not fight it. His voice cutting thunder. Words sharp as paddle. Directions engraved into fear. I pressed palm along hide. Texture slick, then rough, tracing groove near mouthfold. Disturbing angle. Not punching. Never fists. The clamp loosened a breath. Air found chest again. Shallow. Quick. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Lungs shaking but rhythm steady. Stay with me. Boat tilted. Stern slapping hard. Roots brushed under. Friction rasping hull. Sound like tearing paper. Vibration under elbows. I gripped vest strap. Pulled across ribs. Shifting leverage. Body smaller. Angle changed. Shadow rolling wider beneath. Lightning cracked again. Skybone white. Dome head glistened for a second. Mouth opening slow. Furnace breath steaming hot in rain. The guide slammed paddle hard. Bloom of noise across storm. Dome blinked. Water rippling wide. Distraction thin but window enough. I slid shoulder pass grip. Hips following. Shin freed inch by inch. Boot tearing further. Pain bright wire under skin. No gore. Surface seemed silver above. Rain hammering. I aimed narrow. Slicing upward, shoulders tight, lungs screaming, breath owed not given I gasped half air. Rain mixing in throat, oxygen sharp like glass. Thunder splitting sky again, lightning veins across horizon, the dome sank, circling wider, patience not broken, hippo weight constant below. Boat dragged deeper, storm pressing heavier. The guide whispered, roots ahead, use them, not fight, anchor and hinge. His words steady as paddle. Map in storm chaos roots appeared. Black fingers in silver lightning. Branches weaving underwater. Mang thick. Offering both trap and salvation, we slid into roots. Hull rasping wood. Sound sharp. Vibration fierce. I pressed palm flat. Texture rough. Grain deep. Anchor found. I hooked foot under root. Leverage shifting. Chest tight to hull. Elbow bruised. Using tree as hinge. Body angle rewriting the hippo surged beneath. Clamp striking again. Shin caught hard. Water roaring. Pain of furnace. Lungs tight. But hinge held. I twisted with roll. Not against. Root steady. Boat swinging. Hippo forced against angle. Leverage mine. For 1 second. The guide struck paddle again. Splash. Blooming noise. Dome blinked under lightning. Distraction fleeting. But enough to move. I pressed harder. Twisting hip. Pulling across route, shin slipping free, clamp sliding off, boot half torn, but leg, mine again, air broke above. Breath shallow but sharp. Inhale, hold, exhale, lungs roaring, storm mixing with oxygen, seconds alive. Boat lurched sideways, stern slamming root, current grabbing bow, but line shifted. Sima Veski. Open like torn cloth, the guide's whisper broke storm. Mark your name now. Words sharp. Ritual alive, thunder echoing. Lightning veins in sky. I tucked elbows tighter, chest bruised, but still. Ribs scraping rubber, body smaller, air measured. Shadow circling, not gone. Rain, hammered skin, drops cold needles. Smell of ozone thick, skybone white again. Dome glistened, then sank. Patience endless. The boat slid into seam of current. Roots brushing stern. Friction music, vibration deep. But angle true, boat answering. I pressed body to hull, listening. Every vibration map of weight below. Shadow following. Patience heavier than storm. The guide hissed again. Use seam. Never line. River punish us straight. His paddle guiding, editing path. Boat following ahead, water dark but wide, horizon hidden, storm mixing silver with black. River endless, shadow circling beneath my chest, rose shallow, lungs still coins. Inhale, hold, exhale, rhythm anchor, air measure, stay with me. Breath, currency. Roots faded behind. Lilies gone, river open, storm heavy. Lightning veins carving sky, thunder, drums rolling over water. The dome rose again. Bow wave curling, boat tilting, stern rising, spray stabbing eyes, furnace breath close, shadow alive. I twisted with roll. Hinge again, hip first, shoulder after, chin last, mechanic steady, pool memory strong, chlorine sting. Clam struck but missed, leg brushed by bars, weight pressing then gone, groove found, angle shifted, river choosing not, grip air broke again, breath shallow but sharp, rain mixing with lungs, thunder splitting, oxygen, enough for seconds more. Boat slid deeper, current strong stern yawing, guides paddle, steady, editing path, voice ritual. Angle is life, not strength. The hippo circled wider, not gone, never gone. Patience, endless. Wait, eternal. River memory, longer than air, longer than fear. The river opened wider. Storm veins, silver across black sky. Boats sliding through current. Hippo shadow, circling beneath. Patience waiting, still the guides. Paddle cut slow arcs. Wood hissing through water, his voice barely breath. This is window, take it. Not again. I pressed chest to hull, ribs aching, rain sharp as nails, thunder, drumming constant, horizon I raced. Black waves endless, and alive the dome surged, head-breaking surface, mass enormous, breath hot against rain, chill, copper, and hay stench rolling like furnace smoke, boat tilted hard. Stern lifting high, bow plunging, water rushing in, spray stabbing face, eyes burning, shadow pressing upward. The clamp struck again, shin crushed, bars of weight unbreakable, no cut, only geometry. Pain, bright wire under storm I twisted with roll, hips first, shoulder after, hinge steady, root memory alive, leverage not strength. Mechanics guiding fear, the guide shouted, ride the roll, not fight. His words like thunder. Instructions older than panic, anchor against chaos. I pressed heel against ridge, rough edge solid under boot. Angle shifted, grip loosened, inch by inch. Breath still coined silver seam above shimmered. Rain slicing surface. I aimed narrow, slicing up, chest tight, shoulders small. Lungs screaming, I broke through for half air. Oxygen sharp as glass, thunder splitting horizon. Lightning carving, sky white, storm filling lungs. The dome rose again, closer, jaws opening slow. Cavern of dark. Furnaced breath steaming, eyes fixed, patience over. Attack reel boat, lurched sideways. Hull rasping roots hidden deep, vibration fierce. Elbows scraping rubber, chest flat, body small as leaf. The clamp struck shoulder, bars crushing, pain, searing, but no break, only lock. Air stolen again, lungs fire, vision, silver. I remembered pool coach again. Chlorine sting, tiles cracking, roll with wave, never fight. Memory alive in storm chaos. I twisted across axis, hip to shoulder, chin last, leverage shifting, clamp sliding, ridge slipping free, body hinge exact silver coins of bubbles raced upward. I followed with eyes, chest tight, oxygen dead brutal, lungs begging, don't blink. The guide's paddle slammed water. Bloom of noise scattering storm. Dome blinked. Momentary hesitation. Window opening. I pressed body narrow. Sliding past grip. Shin free. Boot torn to nothing. Pain bright. No gore. Only escape by mechanics. Air broke again. Oxygen fire in chest. Inhale, hold, exhale. Breath shallow but alive. Storm mixing with lungs. Seconds bought. The dome rolled beneath. Current twisting. Boat lifted, then dropped. Ribs slammed rubber. Pain constant. Survival math. Endless. I pressed hand along hole. Rubber tacky. Vibration map of shadow below. Patience circling. Hippo memory unbroken. Wait eternal. The guide hissed. Now. Angle now. His voice sharp. Command. Final. Paddle cutting. Seam. Stern swinging, current answering. I tucked elbows tighter, chest bruised, ribs screaming, but body smaller. Angle true. River guiding. Boat slipping forward, the dome surged behind. Bow wave curling high, stern nearly flipped. Spray needles in face, breath hot, stench copper grass, I rolled with swell again. Hips first, shoulder after, chin lasts. Hinge perfect. Mechanics alive, fear muted into math. Clamp missed, bars brushing boot only, grip gone, dome sliding past, weight furious. Water shuddering under force surface opened, lightning flashing, skybone white, horizon silver for breath. I gasped air sharp as knives. Storm inside ribs the boat shot forward in current. Stern yawing, bow slicing, seam, roots fading, river opening, storm veins, silver, across black. The Hippo circled wider, patience, not broken, but moment passed, window made. Survival, math holding. Boat alive in chaos, the guide, pressed, paddle steady, editing path, voice ritual again. Angle is life, not strength. His mantra hammering storm I pressed closer to hull. Chest tight, elbows in, ribs scraping rubber. Breath shallow coins, air still currency. Thunder rolled again, horizon gone. Lightning carving sky. River, endless. Shadows still beneath, circling, waiting. Not gone, but angle true. Boat forward, seam open. Routes behind. Horizon ahead. Storm heavy, but line alive. Survival written in geometry. The storm eased into dark silence. River wide and black. Lightning fading. Horizon uncertain. Hippo shadows circling still. But weaker now, the guide's paddle rested low. Wood dripping, his voice rough. Angles steady, hold shape. River offers path, not freedom yet. I pressed chest to hole, ribs bruised, deep. Rain easing to mist, smell of mud and wet iron thick, sky bruised gray with streaks. The dome surfaced once more, breath steaming, eyes fixed, not rage but memory. Furnace, heat against morning chill, patience alive, boat drifted sideways, stern sliding, current twisting, bow pointing to dark seam. Roots faint ahead, escape written fragile. I breathed shallow, inhale, hold exhale, rhythm steady. Lungs fire, but alive. Air still coin, storm retreating. Shadows circling slower, the guide muttered. Almost, not yet. His eyes locked on ripple rings. Paddleslicing.com, editing angle against a river's drag, silver flashlit sky. Last bolt far off, thunder soft like drum fading. Insects humming back, silence filling storm's place. The Hippo surged again, bow wave curling, but half-hearted, dome rising, then sinking. Patience thinning. Shadin less sure, I pressed, body tighter. Elbows in, chest small, hull vibrating, faint. Map of weight below, shifting wider. Not gone, but drifting roots appeared ahead. Black silhouettes in mist, branches reaching, mang thick, offering safety if angled true. Trap if wrong. The guide whispered, roots guide now, not fight, follow them. His voice steady again. Ritual, not panic. Knowledge older than fear, we slid into root channel. Hull scraping wood, sound rasping like paper torn. Vibration steady, anchor against black current, the dome rose behind. Last push, water swelling, bow lifting high. Stern slamming root, spray stabbing skin. Breath hot once more. I twisted with swell, hinge alive. Hips first, shoulder after, chin last, body narrow, mechanics perfect. Clamp missing this time, surface open, silver seam. Air sharp in chest. Inhale, hold exhale. Lungs calmer, rhythm steady, shadows sinking behind boat cleared roots. Channel widening, mist thicker, horizon, faint, air cooler. Smell of rain fading, insects louder. The guides, paddle steady, cutting line. True, voice low, angle holds. River gives path, he breathed deep, chest loosening, eye pressed, ribs flat, bruised but whole, elbows tucked, chest rising, shallow, oxygen sweet after storm. Survival written in math behind us, ripples faded, dome not rising again. Patience broken, shadow drifting to memory, weight less certain, silence louder. We floated slow, mist covering water. Black glass, softer now. Reflection broken by drops. Sky gray. Horizon uncertain but open, the guide murmured. Never block line, never fight roll. River rules written in bone. His voice echoing his mantra. Lesson alive, I nodded low. Chest pressing whole. Memory burning. Chlorine sting from childhood pool still guiding. Fear turned into rhythm. Roots brushed again. Gentle now. Sound softer. Vibration kind. River, no longer enemy but witness. Carrying us forward, silver light stretched on horizon. Storm breaking. Morning hint behind clouds. Insects rising. Birds calling faint through mist. The hippo shadow stayed deep. Not gone, but choosing distance. Patience, not endless. Memory stored, but river giving reprieve. The guide exhaled loud, chest rising, paddle dripping steady, voice softer. We hold, we live, angle true. Boat hole, I breathed in thirds one more time. Inhale, hold, exhale. Lungs steady now. Air no longer coin but gift. Storm inside ribs, fading the river carry death. Current guiding, roots behind, horizon ahead. Mist thick but lighter. Dawn, waiting beyond storm. The mist thinned. Dawn light silver, on black river. Roots fading. Horizon opening. Storm memory behind. But lessons heavy as stone ahead. The guide's paddle cut slow arcs. Wood dripping. His voice calmer now. The river spared us, but it asked price, never forget. I pressed chest to hull, ribs bruised butthole, elbows tight, breath steady. Lungslearning.com again. Storm echo still inside the dome did not return. Shadow deep but distant, patience broken, memory stored. River reminding, it can wait longer than us. Birds called faint through mist. Their notes thin but certain, insects humming again. Life rushing back. Air smelled of wet grass. The guide whispered, write it down. Survival has rules. His eyes locked on horizon. Voice quiet but clear. Words like anchor, rule 1. Never block a breath line. Hippos breathe straight up. Block it, and you erase their mercy. River gives no second chance, rule 2. Roll with the roll. Never fight mass. You bend across it. Hinge not break. Mechanics save. Panic drowns. Rule 3. Aris currencies, spend in thirds. Inhale, hold, exhale. Rhythm by seconds. Seconds are everything. Rule 4. You seem not line. Rivers punish straight. Edit angle. Let current carry. Remove angle. Survive angle. Rule 5. Roots or hinge. Trees, anchor physics. Body small, leverage greater. Never fight with fists. Fight with form. Rule 6. Noise distracts. Not defeats. Strike water. Bloom chaos. Hippo blinks. Window opens. Blink back. Then move. Rule 7. Patience is weapon. Theirs older than yours. But waiting is also defense. Stillness keeps you leaf-shaped. Unseen I nodded. Chest flat. Words burning inside. Chlorine sting memory alive. Pool coach voice. And river rule now won. The mist peeled back. Sky pale. Silver. Horizon opening. Boats sliding smooth. Roots behind. Storm memory fading slow. The guide breathed deep. Chest free. Voice softer. Mark your name now. Not just a river, but to memory. You lived file. I closed eyes for a moment. Ribs aching. Lungs calmer. Storm echoes quiet. Breath shallow but steady. Don't blink. The river stretched wide. Black glass turning silver with dawn. Insects buzzing. Birds louder. Silence, broken by life. Again, I pressed closer to hull. Bruises heavy but light compared to weight below. Shadow gone, but memory not. Patience waiting, always stay with me. His voice echoed. Stories end, but lessons do not. Files close, but rivers wait. Survival not written once. I breathed in thirds one last time. Inhale, hold, exhale. Rhythm, anchor. Storm past, but rules carved into bone. Forever the horizon widened. Dawn breaking, mist lifting, river silver and black. Story ending, but next file waiting. Patience, endless facial visual inahachivu. The river turns silver, under dawn. Storm gone, but lessons alive. Horizon wide, file closed. Another, waiting in the dark.